After years of heartbreak, one major chapter in the Brown family's story has officially come to an end. Janelle Brown has now confirmed something fans have been waiting to hear, while her daughter Maddie is opening up about the painful reality of growing up in the Brown family. Could this be the biggest turning point since the family fell apart? Let's dive into everything we know. What if one of the longest running chapters in the Brown family story has finally come to a close? After years of uncertainty, emotional distance, and unanswered questions, Janelle Brown has made a decision that many fans never thought they'd see. At the same time, her daughter Maddie is speaking more openly than ever about what life was really like growing up in one of reality television's most talked about families. Together, these developments are giving viewers a clearer picture of just how much the Brown family has changed and why there's likely no turning back. For years, fans watched Janelle build a reputation as the calm, practical, and independent member of the family. While disagreements and emotional conflicts often took center stage around her, she was usually the one trying to keep things balanced. Even during the toughest moments, many viewers believed there was still a possibility that she and Kody Brown could eventually work through their differences. But over time, it became increasingly clear that the relationship had reached a point where repairing it simply wasn't realistic. Trust had faded, communication had broken down, and both of them were living completely separate lives. What began as temporary distance slowly became a permanent distance. Now, Janelle has shared that she has officially received a spiritual release from her marriage, a decision that represents far more than paperwork or symbolism. For someone whose marriage was rooted in deep religious beliefs, this marks the emotional closing of a chapter that lasted for decades. According to Janelle, receiving that release gave her a profound sense of peace and freedom, allowing her to move forward without feeling tied to the past. For longtime viewers, that statement carries significant weight. Throughout the series, Janelle often chose her words carefully. She rarely made dramatic. That's why many fans see this latest update as one of the clearest signs that she truly considers this chapter of her life finished. While Janelle is embracing a fresh start, her daughter Maddie is also helping fans better understand the family's complicated history. In recent interviews, Maddie reflected on what it was like growing up inside such a large and unconventional household. Instead of describing it as perfect or ideal, she admitted that many parts of her childhood felt chaotic. That single word immediately caught fans' attention. For years, viewers only saw carefully edited episodes that highlighted family celebrations, holidays. But like any reality television series, those episodes could never fully capture everything happening behind the scenes. Maddie's perspective reminds audiences that real life is often much more complicated than what appears on television. Even though she has spoken positively about many childhood memories, Maddie has also acknowledged that growing up in such a unique family came with emotional challenge. Living in a household with multiple parents, many siblings, shifting family dynamics, and constant public attention created pressures that few children ever experienced. Today, Maddie says her own priorities are very different. Rather than trying to recreate the environment she grew up in, she's focused on building a stable, peaceful home for her own children. She has explained that creating consistency, emotional security, and healthy relationships is one of the biggest goals in her life. Many fans have praised her honesty, saying it shows how determined she is to learn from the past while creating a different future for her family. Her comments have also reignited conversations about her relationship with Kody Brown. Over the past few years, viewers have noticed increasing emotional distance between the two. While neither side has publicly shared every detail, it's become obvious that rebuilding their relationship won't be simple. Maddie has indicated that meaningful reconciliation would require consistent effort, trust, and genuine commitment over time, not just a single conversation or public gesture. Those comments have led many fans to wonder whether that kind of healing is still possible. And if Janelle's newest chapter represents the official end of one relationship, could Maddie's honesty signal that other family relationships are reaching their own turning points as well? As Janelle steps confidently into a new chapter of her life, many fans are asking the same question. How is Kody Brown responding now that 3 of his marriages have ended? While the family has moved in very different directions, the emotional impact of those changes continues to unfold, and viewers believe the consequences are becoming more visible than ever. For years, Kody was the central figure holding the Brown family together. At least, that was the original vision behind Sister Wives. The series introduced audiences to a plural family built on faith, commitment, and the belief that multiple marriages could create one united household. In those early seasons, the Browns often spoke about teamwork, shared parenting, and supporting one another through life's challenges. But as time passed, the cracks in that foundation became impossible to ignore. One marriage struggled after another. Communication became strained, trust slowly disappeared, and emotional distance grew wider with every passing season. Eventually, Christine chose to leave first, followed by Janelle's separation, and later Meri confirmed that her marriage to Kody had also come to an end. Today, Kody remains legally and emotionally committed only to Robyn Brown. That reality has dramatically changed the family dynamic that viewers watched for more than an decade. Many longtime fans have pointed out that the Brown family no longer resembles the large, interconnected household that originally drew audiences to the show. Instead, each former wife is building her own independent life, making decisions without relying on the family structure that once defined them. Christine has embraced married life with David Woolley and frequently shares moments filled with family celebrations and happiness. Janelle is focusing on her own future, spending time with her children, grandchildren, and personal projects. Meri has continued expanding her businesses while exploring new opportunities and friendships. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn are living a very different reality. Although they remain together, their relationship continues to be one of the most debated topics among Sister Wives fans. Online discussions often center on whether the couple fully understands why so many family relationships deteriorated or whether there is still remaining in the years ahead. Much of that conversation intensified after viewers watched the emotional conflicts that unfolded during recent seasons. Arguments over communication, loyalty, family gatherings, and parenting decisions left deep emotional scars. Several adult children expressed disappointment over feeling disconnected from their father, while Kody openly admitted that some relationships had become extremely difficult. Those moments resonated with viewers because they reflected something far more personal than reality television drama. Many families experience periods of conflict, distance, and misunderstanding. What made the Brown family situation unique was that millions of people witnessed those struggles unfold on national television. Now, with Maddie speaking more openly about her childhood and emphasizing the importance of creating peace within her own home, fans believe another home. Instead of focusing only on what happened years ago, many viewers are asking how those experiences have shaped the next generation. Children who grew up in the Brown family are now adults raising families of their own. Their perspectives naturally differ from those of their parents, and several have spoken about wanting stronger communication, healthier boundaries, and more stable family relationships. For many fans, that's one of the most compelling parts of the story. Rather than simply revisiting old conflicts, the conversation has shifted toward growth, healing, and learning from the past. At the same time, speculation about the future of Sister Wives continues to grow. With the original family structure now completely transformed, viewers are wondering what direction future episodes could take. Will the series continue following each woman? Will fractured family relationships ever improve? or has the Brown family's story entered an entirely new era? As Janelle embraces her independence and Maddie reflects on the family's past, another member of the Brown family is quietly proving that life after heartbreak can still bring unexpected opportunities. For years, Meri Brown's journey was filled with uncertainty, emotional setbacks, and difficult questions about where she truly belonged. But today, many fans believe she's entering one of the happiest chapters of her life. When Sister Wives first premiered, Meri was introduced as Kody Brown's first wife, the woman who helped build the family from the very beginning. Over the years, viewers watched her navigate emotional highs and devastating lows. From the legal divorce that allowed Kody to marry Robyn to years of growing emotional distance, Meri often found herself trying to hold onto a relationship that seemed to be slipping away. For a long time, fans wondered why she stayed. Even when it became clear that the marriage had changed, Meri continued expressing hope that things could eventually improve. She repeatedly said she was willing to work on the relationship if Kody was equally committed. But as seasons passed, viewers saw fewer signs that reconciliation was possible. Eventually, both Meri and Kody acknowledged what many fans had already suspected. Their marriage had reached its end. Although that chapter closed, Meri didn't let it define her future. Instead of focusing only on the past, she began investing more energy into her businesses, traveling, spending time with friends, and building a life that reflected her own goals rather than the expectations of the family she once depended on. One topic that has especially captured fans' attention is her friendship with Ron. Social media quickly filled with speculation, with many viewers wondering if Meri had finally found romance again. Every photo, public appearance, and interview sparked new theories. Some fans celebrated the possibility that she might be dating, while others urged people not to jump to conclusions. Meri eventually addressed the risk of rumors herself. She explained that Ron is someone she enjoys spending time with and considers a close friend, but she has not confirmed that they are in a romantic relationship. Even with that clarification, the speculation hasn't completely disappeared. Many fans simply enjoy seeing Meri smiling again after years of emotional struggles, regardless of whether romance is part of the picture. That reaction says a lot about how public opinion has changed. Years ago, discussions about Meri often centered on disappointment, loneliness, or uncertain disappointment. Today, the conversation is much more focused on her confidence, independence, and willingness to embrace new experiences. Her transformation also mirrors what has happened with the other former wives. Christine has built a joyful new married life. Janelle has fully embraced her independence. And Meri is creating a future on her own terms. Together, their journeys represent a dramatic shift from the early days of Sister Wives, when the women believed their futures would always remain connected through one surname. Meanwhile, Kody and Robyn continue living together as the only remaining couple from the original plural family. That reality has led many fans to ask an interesting question. Has the biggest success story after the family's breakup actually belonged to the man who decided to move on? Across social media, thousands of viewers continue sharing messages of encouragement for Christine, Janelle, and Meri. Many say they're inspired by the way each woman has rebuilt her life differently, proving that there isn't just one path to happiness after a major life change. At the same time, the Brown family's story is far from over. Relationships between parents and adult children are still evolving. Family milestones continue bringing relatives together in different ways. And every new interview seems to reveal another layer of a story that fans have followed for nearly 2 decades. With so many lives moving in different directions, one thing has become impossible to ignore. The Brown family no longer revolves around a single household. Instead, it has become a collection of separate journeys, each shaped by different choices, different priorities, and different dreams for the future. For nearly 2 decades, Sister Wives has followed one extraordinary family through moments of love, celebration, heartbreak, and change. Millions of viewers tuned in to watch the Browns navigate life together, believing that despite every disagreement, the family would always find a way to stay united. But today, that vision looks very different. With Christine happily remarried, Janelle officially embracing her independence, and Meri moving forward with a fresh perspective, the original family structure has changed in ways that once seemed unimaginable. Many fans now believe the biggest story isn't about who left Kody Brown, it's about what happened after they did. Instead of struggling on their own, each of the former wives has built a new life that reflects her own goals and priorities. Christine often shares joyful family moments with her husband, David Woolley, showing a life filled with laughter, travel, and celebrations. Janelle has dedicated herself to her children, grandchildren, and personal ambitions, frequently reminding fans that peace and independence can be just as meaningful as any relationship. Meanwhile, Meri continues expanding her businesses, traveling, and creating opportunities that allow her to define success on her own terms. That transformation hasn't gone unnoticed. Across social media, viewers continue praising all three women for choosing to move forward instead of remaining stuck in situations that no longer brought them happiness. Many longtime fans say watching their individual journeys has become just as compelling as the original family story. Of course, not everyone sees the situation the same way. Some viewers still hope that damaged relationships within the Brown family can eventually heal, especially between Kody and some of his adult children. Others believe too much hurt has accumulated over the years and that rebuilding trust will require patience, accountability, and consistent effort from everyone involved. Those conversations have become even more emotional following recent comments from Maddie. When she described parts of her childhood as chaotic, many fans interpreted her words as an honest reflection rather than an attempt to assign blame. Her focus, however, has remained on the future. She has repeatedly emphasized her desire to create a stable, loving environment for her own children, one built on consistency, open communication, and emotional security. That perspective has resonated with countless viewers. Many people see her story as an example of how difficult experiences can inspire positive change rather than define a person's future. Instead of repeating old patterns, Maddie appears determined to build something different for the next generation. Meanwhile, questions continue swirling about what comes next for Sister Wives itself. With the original plural marriage effectively over, producers face a very different reality than when the series first began. The show can no longer rely on the same family dynamic that introduced audiences to the Browns years ago. Instead, the focus may shift towards something entirely new. Future episodes could follow Christine's married life, Janelle's growing independence, Meri's personal reinvention, and the ongoing efforts of the adult children as they navigate relationships with one another. Rather than telling the story of one shared household, the series now has the opportunity to explore several independent journeys unfolding at the same time. For many fans, that evolution feels natural. After all, life changes. Families grow apart, rebuild, and sometimes discover new beginnings in places they never expected. The Brown family's story may no longer be centered on plural marriage, but it continues to reflect the challenges of relationships, personal growth, and resilience. And while no one can predict exactly what the future holds, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. The next chapter of Sister Wives isn't about trying to recreate the past. It's about watching each member of the family decide what kind of future they truly want and whether those separate paths might one day lead to healing. As we look at everything that's happened over the past few years, one conclusion becomes harder to ignore. The Brown family is no longer defined by the marriages that once held it together. Instead, it's being shaped by the choices each family member is making as they move into completely different chapters of life. When Sister Wives first premiered, Viewers were introduced to a family that believed plural marriage could create a stronger, more connected household. Despite the inevitable challenges, the Browns often spoke about unity, shared responsibilities, and building a future together. Today, that vision has changed dramatically. Christine has found happiness in her marriage to David Woolley and continues embracing a life filled with family celebrations and new experiences. Janelle has officially closed the door on her spiritual marriage to Kody Brown and says she finally feels free to move forward without looking back. Meri has focused on rebuilding her life through her businesses, friendships, and personal growth, proving that a difficult ending doesn't have to prevent a hopeful beginning. Each woman has taken a different path, but they all share one important message: life doesn't stop after heartbreak. For many fans, that's become one of the most inspiring parts of the story. Rather than allowing disappointment to define them, Christine, Janelle, and Meri have each created futures that reflect their own priorities instead of the expectations they want. Their journeys have encouraged viewers who have experienced divorce, major life changes, or the challenge of starting over. Meanwhile, Kody Brown and Robyn Brown continue navigating life together as the only remaining couple from the original plural family. Their relationship remains a major topic of discussion among fans, especially as viewers continue debating how the family reached this point and whether fractured relationships with some of the adult children can improve over time. Only the Brown family truly knows what those private conversations look like today. Still, recent interviews and public comments suggest that many family members are focusing less on revisiting old conflicts and more on building healthier futures. While healing isn't always quick or easy, several members of the family have emphasized the importance of peace, growth, and protecting the relationships that matter most. That's especially evident in Maddie's outlook. Her reflections on growing up in the Brown family weren't simply about looking back. They were about looking back. They were about looking ahead. By talking honestly about the challenges she experienced and her desire to create a stable, loving home for her own children, she's reminded many viewers that every generation has the opportunity to write a different story. That message has resonated with fans across social media. Instead of asking whether the Brown family can return to what it once was, many viewers are now asking a different question: what will the Brown family become next? With every new interview, every family milestone, and every season of Sister Wives, that answer continues to evolve. The original family structure may never return, but that doesn't mean the story is over. In many ways, it's entering an entirely new phase, one focused less on a shared marriage and more on individual growth, personal healing, and the relationships each person chooses to nurture moving forward. Whether future seasons follow Christine's married life, Janelle's independent journey, Meri's continued reinvention, or the evolving connections between parents and adult children, one thing is certain: fans remain deeply invested because they've watched these lives unfold for nearly 20 years. And that's why every new update continues to make headlines. The Brown family's story has always been about more than reality television. It's been about change, resilience, difficult decisions, and the courage to begin again, even when the future is uncertain. What do you think? Or do you believe Janelle, Christine, and Meri are happier now than they ever were in plural marriage? And do you think Kody will ever fully repair his relationships with all of his children? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your opinion. If you enjoyed today's update, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Sister Wives news, exclusive updates, and behind-the-scenes developments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next update.